Welcome back to Real Ag Radio here on this Wednesday. I am your host, Lyndsey Smith, and joining me now for today's Product Spotlight is Chris Churko. He's the CEO of FP Genetics. Welcome here, Chris.
Thank you, Lyndsey. Happy to be here.
All righty. So, FP Genetics, what sets your company apart from other Western Canada seed companies?
Well, I think first it's probably what doesn't set us apart, which is obviously we are relentlessly focused on finding varieties just like everyone else. I think what sets us apart really is our people. We're a privately held company that is owned by over 170 farmers in Western Canada. It happens to be farmers that have a shared passion for new varieties, a shared passion for evaluating varieties on their farm, choosing the best genetics for their farm, and they happen to love producing seed and offering those varieties to their neighbors in their community. And so, it really is farmers working for farmers in this situation. And then our staff, our staff is all rural kids. Some are still farming. Most of our staff is kind of mid-career, and they've been involved in seed from day one. Right from our R&D group, where we are evaluating varieties on a regional level for farmers, right through to our sales team, like I said, where half of them are still on the farm.
Now, on that note, Hybrid Fall Rye, certainly something that FP Genetics is known for. I hear you've shifted that portfolio. Why the change?
Yeah, we have. We brought Hybrid Rye almost a decade ago to Canada, and it came with a promise of 20 to 30% higher yield than what growers were experiencing with the open pollinated varieties, and I think we've delivered on that. But the reality is, as you move into new varieties and new segments of crops, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve for producers to find the management that they need to maximize production. It's a learning curve for us as well. So it was important to us not just to, bring varieties to market, but to listen to farmers, listen to their successes, some of the struggles they've had, and really, kind of think about what's next for that crop. So we've done a lot of investing over that time period, that 8 to 10 year time period, and feed studies, swine, beef, dairy, forage, milling, distilling, the agronomics. We start to get a picture in our head that if we want this crop to grow or to be continuously successful, there were some changes we had to make. We had to, and some conditions we had to sort of stick handle through to make sure that farmers have improved access to new and emerging markets. And so as we thought through sort of where we've been and where we're trying to go, we looked at it and said, some of the things this market needs, it needs competition. And so we're bringing that in. We paired up with some new developers and really coming into this market with a new suite of varieties, both hybrids and open pollinated. The market is still there for open pollinated, and we're bringing some that are certainly better in terms of yield potential. And it's really just that opportunity to keep moving the bar higher for farmers and also just improve some of the market access issues that I think we were having with just one supplier and one sort of set of rules to engage in the marketplace. So we're really excited about what we're bringing. 2024 or fall of 2024 will be our first opportunity to bring those out.
Now that does, of course, bring in, looking ahead to 2024, what might be some of those very attractive cereal varieties on farmers' minds for 2024?
How's your crystal ball working on the weather?
I would love to tell you if it's going to rain, but I can't do that.
Well, I think there are a lot of good choices or new varieties for producers to take a look at. In the hard red group, AAC Hockley this one's kind of it's a workhorse. It's one of those varieties that kind of has it all. Really good yield potential, excellent disease package. We've been looking at this variety now for 4 or 5 years, and right from Red River Valley in Manitoba, right up to the Peace River region, this variety has performed very consistently and very well. It's the one I'm putting on my farm this year. I don't know how much weight that carries, but it's the one that I think is going to work best for me. There's another new variety, which is AAC Hodge VB, which is a new midge-tolerant variety that was released last spring. At the time of registration, it was the highest yielding variety I'd ever seen come through the registration system. Good standability and a disease package that is almost bulletproof. It's extremely strong. Through that core midge area, western Manitoba, Highway 16 corridor through Saskatchewan and into Alberta. this has proven to be a great choice. Those two varieties, Hockley and Hodge, there's been uptake amongst our seed growers and the marketplace, unlike anything I've seen before. I think they've both made the top 10 for acreage in the year of launch, which is not something I've seen before in the past. And then every now and again, there's a sleeper. There's one that sneaks up on you that does something you never really expected it to do, and I think that one's Manness, and so I think that's one for farmers to take a look at. XY Manness. When it came through registration, what we saw in the data and our own trialing is that it was going to be a really good variety for southern Manitoba, Red River Valley area. Extremely short, extremely strong standing, and really good yield potential. And on paper, it looked like there were some better options as we moved out of that area. But this is one of those cases where our shareholders have been right and maybe we've been wrong. It has been the top yielding variety in the Manitoba trials for the past 3 years. And as it's kind of showed that, we've moved it out of Manitoba into Saskatchewan, into Alberta, and it's performing extremely well right across the prairies. In Durham, something really exciting this year, AAC Schrader is coming out. Schrader is an extremely unique variety. It has an I rating for FHB, and that may not sound really exciting to a hard red grower, but for a Durham grower, an I rating in FHB is unheard of. It is actually the only one globally that has that strong a resistance. In terms of performance of that variety, it marries up with the best of what's out there today. It's a testament to the breeding systems in Canada, because that's to get an I rating in Fusarium, that's good old-fashioned boots on the ground variety selections, and so it's really exciting to be bringing that one out this year. In the malt barley space, Synergy has now reached number 1 for acreage in Western Canada. Still good market acceptance, really good variety to grow. I think most people are familiar with that one at this point. There are a couple new ones coming along in Fraser and Connect that people might want to take a look at.
All right. There's a lot of exciting stuff out there and some big decisions to make for 2024. So always nice to have good options, and always great to have you on the show, Chris.
Thank you very much, Lyndsey.
All right. We'll be back with more Real Ag Radio right after this.